Ooh, that morning sounds a little bit scratchy. Hey,
Wow.
what a football game.
Dude.
Vlad, if you went to a different school and don't like either of the schools playing, even you were on the edge of your seat last night.
I did go to neither school. I didn't go to either Ole Miss or
Hey,
Miami, but I am a Canes fan.
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're not a
Yeah.
fan of either
No
team and you
dog in the
turned on that
race.
Oh
football
no, if
game,
you wanted to watch pure
exciting,
adrenaline, pure competition,
yeah,
pure just back and forth, that was last night.
That was crazy. Oh
that
my
was
God.
crazy.
It was crazy.
And
Cheeks.
let me
Fourth
tell
quarter
you,
cheeks were tight.
hey, I'm gonna tell you how bad the game got. So I'm watching the game with Mima because,
Oh
well,
boy.
yeah, and she's a over enthusiastic cheerer. It got to the point where she said, "I can't watch. I'm going to bed. Tell me what happens."
She got stressed out?
Yes,
Wow. Mima couldn't take it.
yes.
I gotta tell you, I had people were asking me yesterday when I did the old pool cannonball, which wakes up my entire neighborhood. I mean, that's the whole point of it. And last time I had a sidekick, of course, was my son, Tommy Tobin. And he goes, and this is the problem with sometimes when you have a teacher wife, school comes first. And she's like, he's got to go to bed. I was like, fine. And he's like, he looks at me, gives me a look. He goes, you wake me up for the pool jump? And I was like, yeah, I'll wake you up for the pool jump. And so like the as soon as the ball's called incomplete, I like run to the room like, Tommy, let's go to the pool. He goes, I can't get up. And so he just didn't have it in him. Little guy was tuckered out. But we jumped in that pool. Oh, did we jump in that pool?
It was, and the cool thing for me was as I watched this game and as this game was playing out when the tip ball got picked off, right? I'm thinking, man, this has the SMU feel all over it, right? They had opportunities to get picks off of Chambliss and didn't. And I'm like, oh,
It was
boy.
crazy, dude. How many
And
dropped interceptions?
Four.
Four.
One was a pick six.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That one at the end of the first half?
When he jumped the little short route.
Easy.
Yeah.
Jumped it. It would have. Yeah. It looked like it could have been the same play that was at the Cotton Bowl.
Oh my God. It was I was beside myself last night with all the mishaps. Then, we haven't seen the Canes play an undisciplined game like that in a while.
Whew,
and it was, and so those were shooting you in the foot and killing drives.
Can I ask? What's his name? Number 11.
What the hell was he thinking?
Wait. You know damn well your big ass ain't gonna be able to do it sneakily. He kind of went in and laid on the guy. I'm like, what? You the biggest guy on the field. Who you sneaking around hitting?
In front of two referees.
Right. Now, I will say this. The first targeting, the targeting that was called.
Which one? Which one? The Ole Miss one or the UM one?
The UM one.
Because the Ole Miss one was
Ole Miss one was more of a targeting than
yeah. I was beside myself with that one.
How are we supposed to and I was looking at it from a football perspective.
What do you do?
That guy is up. How are we supposed to know that he's on his way down?
I don't like targeting. I hate it. I hate it as a rule. I hate targeting in general.
Here's why, and here's my biggest gripe about the rules of football. Right? And it pertains to this mostly. You have two moving parts. And I'm going to tell you, as a runner that is getting ready to get hit, the first thing you do is cringe a little bit. So you are actually, when the defender picks a target to hit the target and then you move, you sometimes put yourself in harm's way, and thus it's not a targeting. And these guys who haven't been a part of this, it's hard for them to figure that part of it out.
It was such a crazy thing, and then they go to that official, and he was no help. I don't know who that guy is. The dude
Yeah.
who they go into the booth. What do you think for us, Charlie? And he goes, "Great call, right call." He just kept he was like Steve Javie back in the NBA Finals back in the day,
Well,
where they'd always.
the first one he thought it was the bad call. He thought that the player should have been kicked out for Ole Miss.
Yes, correct.
Well, they
He did.
originally called targeting, so he thought they were just going to confirm it.
Right. He's like, oh, this shouldn't even take long.
But every time they called something, he just agreed with the ref. So originally, when they went to him, like he thought he was agreeing. So, but like
they changed it. Which, by the way, they usually never change targeting unless it's, I mean, just clear. And so that part of it frustrated me. And here's the thing, that because I'm more than sure all Canes fans were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And like when they called the pass interference and they go, oh, these refs are killing us. I'm like, tell your guys stop being grabby. I mean, he was all over him.
I know. Thanks for Lane Kiffin last night, by the way, chiming in, being at the end of the last week. Like, it was pass interference. Hey, listen, you guys only have 20 years to think about pass interference in the Fiesta Bowl. Don't worry about
it's
it.
Only right.
It's
only right.
I don't know.
Every Cane fan was feeling, oh my, these are the ghosts of the Fiesta Bowl of the past.
Right.
Yep.
Like that's how we were feeling. Like, okay, all of a sudden they're undisciplined. All of a sudden, ball. I'm talking about. Listen, guys. Whatever you had on your hands and gloves, secondary, take it off.
Yeah.
I've never seen
so many drop balls
and tips. You talking about tips? They
balls that's right. Look, not even hard thrown. All you had to do was receive the bread. Receive the bread.
They were doing they were like passing. It was like three of them all looking at each other. Basaint is like, deep shot bounces off. O'Connor's looking at it,
And every time they did that, guess what happened? Ole Miss would score.
Right.
Well, yeah, or something momentum. It was really crazy.
If you were a scarred Canes fan, this is definitely wasn't the end of a game to heal wounds.
Nope.
Because but I mean, I got to tell you, Carson Beck made up for when you think about we got questions about Carson Beck, and dude calmly went out there with those stones.
Yeah, we call him.
Took care of it. He ran when he needed to run.
Yep.
He threw it where he needed to be thrown. And he threw into some tight, so it wasn't like he was playing conservative.
No.
He was throwing into some tight windows, throwing dimes.
Yeah, well, we refer to him as his new name on this show.
Oh, we got a new name?
Yeah, it's Triple B. It's Big Balls Beck. That's what he is. He's Triple B now, dude.
He took over Big Baller Brand.
But I feel like, dude,
Big Baller Brand is under new management.
New management. What a time, dude. And then, I mean, the noise I made, first of all, when they had, because we're like, you're doing this game of the Canes are doing this methodical drive down the field, and everything for Ole Miss feels like lightning strikes. Right. And then they flip, they reverse it, and the Canes, they get that touchdown to Malachi Toney, and you're like, whoa, but was it too fast? And you're just like, no, you just got to take the lead. And then then they battle back and they're scoring, and you're just like, oh, but they left them too much time. And just the perfect drive down the field, Stone's throws, CJ Daniels, Keelan Marion. Oh,
you know what? It never ever looked like anybody was rushed during that drive. They called timeouts when they need to call timeouts. They let the clock run when the clock needed to run. It was perfect execution, and I'm like, when Beck took off and ran, I'm like, there's nobody there! There's nobody there! I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, and then I'm thinking, because I'm scarred.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, oh, 2 hands on the ball, baby. None of them accidental slips. He's,
no, definitely.
But what if you are a Canes fan, there is nothing that you can complain about, because that was a great game that your team took care of business regardless of what went on. And you could tell, and I pointed this out, in the middle of the fourth quarter, both defenses were exhausted.
Dude, it was crazy.
And that's part 73. He wasn't, they go, oh, he needs to concentrate. He was tired. He was tired. That's what happens when you're tired.
2 bad penalties. Ugh.
Yeah.
False start penalties.
And so it was, I'm like, oh my goodness.
He said after the game, Cam Ward gave him the look. He's like, I'm never going to false start in front of Cam Ward again. Cam Ward, it was cool that he got to be there with the guys. And then, dude, like, just the idea of they get to play for the championship
at home.
Their building.
Hey, just think about one game, man. Just trying to go 1-0.
1-0, dude. I mean, Mario Cristobal. We could just do the whole show on just Mario reactions to everything.
Did you not react, dude?
When he got hugged by his assistant
Get
after
off of me.
Go ahead, and he was so mad at him.
That's very Nick Saban.
He had no interest. He's like,
well,
not till zero.
You know, he went to coaching rehab with Nick Saban.
Yeah,
that's very.
Yeah, we'll get it. I think it was and then, I mean, the reaction he had when Mark Fletcher had that run where like they just bulldozed for like 17 yards with the whole offensive line.
He just gave it.
That had to be better than sex for him.
No, he needed a cigarette, right?
Like he was in complete bliss when he just saw the line being tough. I mean, it was so cool. But I'm serious, dude.
You know what? I was shocked. I was shocked that Chambliss was rushed, but never really sacked. They were getting him to throw he threw some balls that he knew the rush was there, but they never really got to him. And then guys start dropping like flies. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, please don't. Like,
Dade South says, I like Mario telling him to get the team on stage instead of all the corporate phonies. Oh, the Verbo lady who's tried to present it. We here at Verbo congratulate.
I mean, you know what?
The Hurricanes.
How about this? There's no better run than a college CFP run, because you get a trophy after every game.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. I was like, I didn't know how the trophy worked because the last one was just a big trophy. This one, I was like, oh, the ball comes off.
Hey, this was crazy. You get a trophy for every bowl game in the playoff.
It's fun
because you know all them sponsors need to go up there and talk.
Dude, but he was a delight, and we'll get all into it. He was on Joe Rose this morning. We'll give you some of Mario as well. We'll celebrate.
You want to give that quick announcement?
We'll get to it. Yeah, the Dolphins have just hired a GM.
We can come back.
It's not the Harbaugh guy. We'll get to it. Everybody's like, get to it. It's like, no, I'm going to celebrate the Canes. You know what? The Dolphins having a fresh start on something and hiring GM guy I've known for 3 seconds. Sorry, dude. 20 years. The Miami Dolphins still haven't won a playoff game. I'm sure this guy will solve it. We'll get to it. John Eric Sullivan is their new GM. We'll get to it.
I agree with you. Leroy, you weren't here yesterday, so we have to get on top. Somebody said this was going to be a blowout.
Dude, let me tell you something.
Hey,
I feel good about my prediction.
Oh, wait, you both felt like the Canes
I thought the score would be like 27-13.
I felt good about Zog was giving me hell. He's like, what do you think is going to happen? I said, dude, because everybody was asking me, I was like, I'm thinking they're going to take in 2 tickets to Blowout City to this team. Like, that's where they're going. And you know,
seemed like that's where it was headed.
That's what I thought. I was like, I feel good. I feel like the Canes should have blown them out. I give major props to Ole Miss and Chambliss and their coach with everything they've dealt with. And also the Canes did not play their greatest game. I really don't feel bad about my prediction. You know, I would have felt terrible.
Wait, but here's the deal. The score didn't reflect how much the Canes actually dominated time of possession and all that stuff. But the penalties, the drop balls, they catch 2 of those balls. The game's not even close.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's I mean, like, they barely had the ball in the first half. It was crazy. But man, I can't believe it. A championship game on the 19th in Miami.
Day before my birthday.
This is so cool. This
On
is
Martin
so
Luther King Day.
Yes.
Your birthday's the 20th?
Yes.
We always do this. This is crazy. Your birthday's my son's birthday, and Leroy's birthday is my daughter's birthday.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
blacks love you.
That's crazy. Oh, man. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. We will get into the Dolphins. They have just hired their new general manager. It's not the Harbaugh guy. It's the Packers guy. So John Eric Sullivan is going to be named the Miami Dolphins GM. Fast process for them. So we'll get into all that today. The Hurricanes, the final score is 31-27. Carson Beck, he threw for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, ran for the go-ahead. It was Goosey's galore. They will await the winner of Oregon, Indiana. They play in the Peach Bowl tonight. Miami Heat didn't play last night. The stupid building didn't work. Their court was too wet.
You know who I felt so bad for? I told Tobin this. I haven't talked to her, but I had to drive Brittany crazy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
There's no way her voice, there's no way she could do radio today.
No. It all depends because they had how long was that wait? At least
it was a long
it was a long
at least
wait.
2 hours.
It was a 2 hour wait. So
I just kept looking because it was like it was on the side TV, and I was just like, the hell's going on out there? Like it was, and it was treated like a Marlins rain delay because then they like ran out of programming. At one point they played a boxing match. Like they just ran out of we ran out of Inside the Heats. What else do we got? We got boxing. Throw that on there.
And it was an NBA TV game too.
Yeah. Wild. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. We're back after this. Kentucky Finn says Tobin was this close to being a mush last night. Hey, this close is not being a mush.
Don't worry.
You're either a mush.
You texted him. He was on mush alert.
Oh man, I was like,
Tobin, were you like
Leroy?
Oh,
Leroy! I couldn't. Man, you put a quarter in there, 5 nickels would have came out.
dude.
Yeah,
I would have been able to make that much change. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, and I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, I said this was gonna be easy.
Should have been.
He was not wrong,
Dude,
but it's Tobin.
Wait,
It should have been so much easier, and it was the hardest thing ever.
Now it's weird because did you not feel like, man, this game is close and Miami's dominating them?
Yes.
You know, if you saw the time of possession after
Yes, that's what I was looking
quarter,
at, Vlad. I said this
it
game
was
is
3-1.
Right.
It was 3-1 UM.
Rome just says, pick baby Jesus. I think we got to wait like at least another year. I don't know. You know, he should skip rules. Dude, that catch that he had that wasn't a catch. That should have been a catch.
No, it's a catch.
That should be a catch.
You can't tell me if I put my toe down and then I put my heel down afterwards. It's not a catch.
Oh
no. That's not how it goes. If your heel hits at all, then it has to be in play. If you toe tap and the heel doesn't hit, you're good. But if the heel comes down, it has to be in play. That's the rule.
But what if my toe hits the grass before my heel?
It doesn't matter. If the toe hits, the heel can't hit. Whatever then hits after that toe is considered. Yeah, that's the rule. I don't make the rule. That's the rule. So while we're sitting here arguing about whether it was a catch or not, that is the rule. You do with it what you want. Whether you want to use the rule or not is up to you. The official used the rule.
If anybody's gonna know about toes, it would be Leroy.
But I got to tell you, and like you couldn't when they showed the play live, and they said it was a catch. You're like, you couldn't really get a good look. But then they went the other angle and showed the actual catch, and you're like, what is this sorcery?
That was crazy.
I was like, how does he I was thinking of the State Farm commercial. I'm like, this is sorcery.
But like this kid, how does he keep topping himself?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You know what's amazing about him? He seems like he's a senior and he's been in the program for 3 years. Right? And because I mean, how do you look to an 18-year-old for all your big plays?
Well,
right?
he had help now. He had help.
Oh man, he did.
Mr. Morton came out yesterday. He showed out. He showed improved yesterday.
Yeah. You guys, and it's a little bit of nuance, but I'm gonna tell you the greatest sign of players knowing what to do. When he caught the first down on like the 10 and he ran the square in but started coming back towards the ball, right? That is good coaching. You don't run that thing straight across. You kind of curl it in, even though it's a crossing route, you start coming back to the ball to give the quarterback somewhere to throw it. And so that was perfectly executed by both the quarterback, where the ball was, and the receiver coming back to the ball, even though he's downfield running the crossing route. I'm like, wow, these guys are well coached. And you don't see that all the time because a lot of guys try to fade across and then get undercut. That was like, I'm like, wow. But Carson Beck throwing dimes.
Yep.
Very accurate. He missed Malachi. Whew.
Yeah,
twice. Yeah, when he missed Malachi, he was running down the field and he threw it outside.
Instead of in the middle, down the middle.
Yeah, but I know why he did it, because there was a safety there. But that safety had, like, what was wrong with their safety? I'm like, why on earth was he running up all the time? I'm like, yo, you gonna keep getting beat over the top, bro.
You know what's crazy about it? It kind of looks sometimes when Carson Beck's throwing. You remember the movie Rookie of the Year with Henry Rowan Garner?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like he's still trying to feel out his arm. That's what like his arm isn't all the way back. So like sometimes it looks like the ball just takes off on his ass.
Right.
Like it's like whoa.
That's what's bothered me all game yesterday, because I'm in my group chat with my friends and I'm like, yeah, his arm is not that strong anymore. Remember, he had Tommy John last season, blah blah blah.
And then through
that last drive, phew, phew,
yeah,
3rd and 10 to Morton. Phew. I was like, this guy's got triple B's.
You know what's crazy? And you got to give the offensive coordinator credit for this. In the last 2 weeks, they have been like 60% on 3rd downs.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
Like, it is. If you want to take a stat that shows you like how well you're playing football, when you look at stats, say 8 of 15 from against Ohio State or 7 for, and you do it again the following week, I'm like, that doesn't happen.
I'd also like that this team, like, it has this balance between having so much power, but then like Shannon Dawson has a little McDaniel in him where he just loves to do something crazy.
Now it came at some inopportune times.
Where you were like, inopportune times. Like they'll just, all right, we're gonna mow this one out. And I just gotta feel like, I'm sure that Mario Griswold loves Shannon Dawson, but it has to really wrestle with him where he's just like,
I think it's a trust thing, man, because like what this man has done all year, especially the last couple of weeks, you just say, I'm not a fan of it, but go ahead, do your thing. You know, that's kind of how you do it. I would tell you this, when I tell you about those routes right there, that route and that pass right there, I'm gonna tell you 2 other situations that absolutely would have driven you crazy today. Those 2 lateral passes that the players knew to pick up and keep going. So I think one was to the running back where it was a lateral and he picked it up and ran, because we had the same situation with the Dolphins and the ball was just sitting there.
Schmieden says, I almost broke my TV when he called that flea flicker.
Right. He's right. Because here's the thing. I don't know. Canes fans, let me know. Wasn't there a part of the game? It's like, keep grounding and pounding them. Like, why would every time we ran the ball, it was 5-6 yards to carry? Keep doing it.
Dude, it literally seemed like only slippage on the turf
Yes!
was stopping the Hurricanes.
It was some type of condensation. There was condensation everywhere.
Like, that's what I early in the game, I was like, because I see some, looking like Looney Tunes out there slipping on that grass. Oh. Condensation in the desert. Like, give yourself a -1 for just not knowing geography or something.
Listen, dude, we just saw a hockey game get played in Miami, and we saw a game indoors get rained out just now.
Yeah, it's conversation's over. Yeah,
all right, but still, it's the desert.
I know. It was just a joke, Leroy. Well, it's a joke.
We'll take a break. More to come here on the show.
See you laughing.
After this.
I'm not laughing with you. I'm laughing at you.
Nick on the way, and it is good. And Miami's behind on the scoreboard for the first time since the first quarter. Beck takes, fires over to Tony for a bubble screen. Tony serves for the 30-yard line. Tony to the 25. Here we go. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in to the end zone. Touchdown, Malachi Tony. 36 breathtaking yards. Puts Miami in front with 5:04 to go in the game. Miami 23, Ole Miss 19. 36 magical Malachi Tony yards for the Miami lead with 5:04 to go.
Toddy, you can't stop nobody. Malachi Tony with the play of the day.
Campbell looks over the Miami defense. Here comes the pressure. Looks, throws, got a man open for a touchdown. The tight end, Daquan Wright, 24 yards. Ole Miss back in front with 3:13 to go in the game. Look at Shannon Dawson draw up here. Here's the snap. They rush 4. Beck looks, he fires, it's caught at the 20-yard line, down to the 18-yard line.
Baby.
It's Keelan Marion with a first down with 55 seconds to go in the game. Beck looks over the Ole Miss defense. Takes, drops, play fakes, looks down the middle, caught at the 8-yard line by Marion. Miami's inside the 10. That's a first down. They're 8 yards away from glory. Marty Brown to the right shoulder of Beck. 3 receivers left. Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops, looks, looked, wants to throw.
Baby, you got it, you got it.
Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in over the left side. Carson Beck takes it in for a Miami touchdown. Miami touchdown for Carson Beck. Is that the winning moment? Drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away, incomplete. No time left. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
What a game last night. Your Miami Hurricanes moving on to the Natty. Canes beat Ole Miss last night. Don Bailey Jr. and the great Joe Zagacki on the call last night on WQAM. Goosies on top of Goosies last night.
4-letter was showing them a lot of love. They were playing.
I saw that.
Yeah, they were playing a lot of their, those calls.
I gotta tell you, it was cool last night. They were doing a lot of on SportsCenter. They were playing because I was up very late last night. I could not sleep with this win. They were doing like a lot of reminiscing. They were playing 0-1 stuff. They were going over the roster. They're trying to teach these punk kids about the U back in the day. The history, dude. The history, man. But this team, I've been so impressed with how they've just fought through whenever something looks like it's going awry or a game maybe slipping in the wrong. Like they always just have a response.
This game seemed like it was a culmination of all the crap that didn't work out during the year. And going back to that and understanding how to fight through it when it mattered the most, right? So when you think about the turnovers with SMU, when you think about, those games back then, those 2 losses, a lot of the same situations presented themselves in this game as far as the penalties, as far as the missed kicks, as far as the turnover, as far as not being able to get the turnovers, and they kind of fought through it. And it just seemed like, hey, remember those 2 weeks early in the year? We've been through this.
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, to see this game play out differently, although appearing like it was the same situation as those 2 games earlier, because I know there's a bunch of Canes fans that said, oh, hell, here we go again. Absolutely. Right? Because every time, something happens, that's how Canes fans react. But
the only thing that I was just like was really frustrated by was like, I can't believe these are the dropped interceptions and the penalties, because it just felt like, again, I just felt like
you know what? And you could tell, like when a guard or somebody jumps early like that and he's got a pull, he's tired. because he's trying to get out there. You know, he's trying not, and he thinks he's got to dig deep because he's exhausted. Then you had a back-to-back targeting or targeting and then a late hit.
Late hit, yeah.
Right. And it was just like, no, you know,
Not
but
like
a
this.
lot of that is you just, it's hard to fight through exhaustion in intense moments because you don't want to ever come up short as far as energy.
Mhm.
And so you try to put extra energy in it. And sometimes it looks like that, you know, but you could tell nobody watching that game couldn't tell me that both Ole Miss and Miami were at the end of that game exhausted.
No doubt. And I think that's probably what, you know, these playoffs are a grind. You know, you kind of get that little break, but then you're taking these intense moments. Usually it's like, oh yeah, you'll have 1-2 games, but now like
every game.
This whole run is crazy, especially if you don't get the bye, which not necessarily hasn't been beneficial for teams having the bye in the history of the CFP. But I just think that it's inspiring. It's inspiring to see what they've done and the way they've picked each other up when there's been down moments, back to the Texas A&M game or in Ohio State. And then last night, I feel good for Carson Beck too, because he kind of came into the season much maligned. There's a clip of Lane Kiffin that's going viral on Channing's podcast where he's just like, $4.3 million for that guy. And look at him now, dude, to have that moment.
Well, if this is why you paid that money to get you here, money well spent. And I think anybody who comments or anybody who has a comment about Carson Beck, just watch him on the 19th and see, okay, whatever school you're from, wherever, would you pay $4.3 million to be in this game?
For sure. Right.
And so so how can anybody comment on about what Miami did and how much they paid Carson Beck when the end result is exactly what they all would hope for?
What are they up to in money that they've even won already? Because the ACC, you get to keep your money. You don't have to split it amongst
they've
the conference.
got 20 million already.
I think they got 20 million.
There you go. So
And
we invested $4 million. You invested $4 million and got 20 million. There you go. And that's not even counting.
And who knows? And like
sales and
if that doesn't say ROI, I don't know what does.
Right. And like again, for all the people out there saying I don't see it or I don't understand, like you don't have to. You're not the one paying the 4.3 million. The people that said, "Hey, we can win with this guy," and give him the money, and now they're sitting here now getting ready for a national championship. Okay.
I really just like if they finish this thing, the thing I'm excited for, if they finish it, I'm excited for the 45 seconds Mario Cristobal is going to give himself of satisfaction that he can.
SVP already called him out for that. SVP.
Yeah, he has no time. He wanted to stuff SVP into a locker.
Right. And the SVP, he was asking him a question. He's like, "Hey man, don't do that, man. Don't do that." I was like, dude, can you let me finish the question? And then he was like, when SVP asked the question, it was like totally not what Mario was getting all like, you know, hey man, no, it was totally a different question.
He was asking him a U is back. He was trying to go down the U is back route, and Mario hates that. He hates the U is back stuff.
Well, is that U team from the 80s and the early 2000s is never coming back, right? How you going to win games now is going to be totally different than how they did it back then.
Yeah. And this is so special in its own way. Like, obviously, they have a kid who looks like a phenom who's at the spearhead of this. Two of them, honestly, with Ruben and with Malachi, two local kids, which is really cool. But the adversity they had to go through, but also the satisfaction of beating all of your rivals. I mean, this has been a year where they've gotten to beat Notre Dame, Florida State, Florida, Ohio State. They got to exercise the Fiesta Bowl, and they get to play the championship in their city. I mean, this is going to be like, look, they got a massive step in front of them, but this is going to go down as one of all time with those. But yes, very different from the kicking your ass by 40 and and
You know
John
what else?
decleating the intangible tight end.
You know what else? To all the people that had questions about who should be in and who should be out. I would like to say this was the 10th team that got in, and you had a question about whether Notre Dame should be in or not. Notre Dame ain't ever beaten these guys.
Nope.
Never. You like if you would have put Notre Dame instead of Alabama, right? They ain't doing this. So I love the fact that we ain't going to a bowl, right? Great.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
You say, bless your heart.
Bless your hearts, dude. Bless your hearts with
But
touchdown.
for
teams.
anybody who thought their team should be in above Miami and then see Miami playing for the national championship, I'm like, yeah, okay. And you can't even say that. Yeah, look, there's nothing anybody can say about who made it and who didn't into the playoff. Because most of the games have been pretty entertaining.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or at DoralKia.com. Your Canes' final score yesterday in the Fiesta Bowl, 31-27. Carson Beck, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns throwing, 1 big touchdown running. Mark Fletcher, 22 carries, 133 yards. Marty Brown with his 54 yards and a touchdown run. Malachi Toney, 5 catches, 81 yards and a touchdown. Keelan Marion, 7 catches, 114 yards and a TD. Canes will await the winner of Oregon, Indiana in the Peach Bowl tonight.
Can they cover a tight end? That tight end seemed like he was way open. They kept running the same play on both sides of the field.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is you flood the zone with a deep route or a short route and then a tight end. So if you don't have safeties over the top, that guy's wide open because you're exploiting what the cornerback does. And plus, being that the cornerback's young, right? He's biting up on that out route or that short pass by the receiver, and the tight end is just right over the top. They did it going left one time, then they scored on it on going right. It was a weird, because you can talk about the defense, but like that's just a perfect play in that situation. And I can't, as much as I've watched football and been around football, I couldn't even figure out what defense they could have been in to stop it, other than that's the only guy that's going to be in that area. Stop looking in the middle of the field, right? So if you had film study, or if you had a chance to adjust that, you would just have the safety look for that guy coming across.
I would have one little officiating quibble.
Sure. But I'm telling you, wait, hold on. Before you do it, Vlad, I'll hear his complaint. But I'm not gonna.
Well, first of all, the referee's name was Snodgrass.
Nah, you lying.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Ron Snodgrass.
Oh my God.
That's
intangible, right?
That's rules right there.
Of course.
Definitely intangible.
Sounds like somebody from Harry Potter who led the library. Snodgrass. What exactly does Ruben Bain have to do to get a holding call on him? Can he get any laundry thrown his way? Because
one time the guy rode him like Seabiscuit. He was on his back like this, and like
I'm just asking, just a simple question. I'm just wondering for the next one. Well, not but what exactly does he have to do? Because I've seen this man, and this happened in the Ohio State game too. I'm like, man, he really gets nothing, huh? That's something.
In fairness, I don't think there were maybe 1 or 2 holding calls all game.
Just in the not on the line, just on the secondary.
Right.
If you watch the film.
No, they had a holding call on a run, on a long run. They called a holding call on
Oh yeah, it was one of the receivers though.
Oh, Lieber, I have a question to ask you. Have you ever had a run where you hamstring, ouch,
Ooh,
ouch,
yeah.
ouch, because he started slowing down. If he could have got caught.
So when I hurt my hamstring, I thought I blew my knee out because I was on the sideline and somebody hit me and my leg hyperextended.
Jeez.
And I thought I blew my knee out because I heard a pop, and it was actually my hamstring, which is crazy in itself because they all thought, oh no, his knee. I've seen Robert break a long run and 2 defenders pull up chasing him. So the thing is that it's not just a matter of overworking the hammy, but it's like sometimes you're so dehydrated and exhausted that these things happen. And so I don't know. It looked like first of all, how could it be a hammy when he saw the guys coming? He sped back up. You can't do that with a hammy.
We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Celebrating the Canes. Lots to get to. We got a football weekend, lots of playoffs. Dolphins have their GM